Hey guys, what's going on? It's me here from Daffy's Digital Playbook, where money meets motivation. And today, we're going to be talking about the 50-30-20 rule. No more, no less. So whether you're fresh out of college, trying to figure out how to manage your first paycheck, or you're just trying to get a grasp on your finances, this episode is for you because we're going to break down everything you need to know about the 50-30-20 rule. And before we get started, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on any new videos. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so when it comes to your finances, you want to think of it like a pie chart. The entire pie represents all of your income after taxes, okay? Because you've already given Uncle Sam his cut, right? So what's left over is your take-home pay. And you want to divide that into 3 equal slices, 50%, 30%, and 20%. And each slice represents a different spending category. Now the first slice, the biggest one, is for your needs. Needs are essential things, meaning you need them to survive, and they're not going to change much, right? So things like rent or mortgage payments, car payments, insurance premiums, utility bills, groceries, and other everyday essentials. Your needs are the foundation of your budget and should cover about 50% of your income. So let's say you get paid $4,000 a month after taxes. You would multiply that by 0.50, and that would give you $2,000 for your needs. Next up, we have the second slice, which is for your wants. Unlike your needs, your wants are not essential, but they still make your life more enjoyable. We're talking about things like eating out at restaurants, shopping for new clothes, taking vacations, getting the latest video game console, or whatever else you want to add to your lifestyle. Your wants should cover about 30% of your income. So, sticking with the same example, if you made $4,000 a month after taxes, you would multiply that by 0.30, and that would give you $1,200 for your wants. Now, if you're someone who really enjoys going out to eat, you could allocate $700 of that $1,200 towards restaurant meals. Or if you're someone who likes to travel, you could use some of that $1,200 towards your next trip. Whatever you decide to do with that money, just keep in mind that it's money that's not necessary, but it will help make your life more enjoyable. Now the third and final slice is for savings and debt repayment. This is basically any money that you set aside for future expenses or use to pay down debt faster. It covers things like building an emergency fund, saving for a down payment on a house, contributing to a retirement account like a 401k, or making extra payments on things like student loans or credit card debt. Your savings and debt repayment should cover 20% of your income. So if you're making $4,000 a month after taxes, you would multiply that by 0.2, and that would give you $800 for savings and debt repayment. If you don't have any debt, you could use that $800 to build your emergency fund or save for a down payment on a house. If you have debt, you could use that $800 to make extra payments on those loans and pay them off faster. And here's the best part about this whole thing. Once you've paid off your debt and built up your emergency fund, you could use any leftover money from this category towards things like travel, new clothes, whatever else you want, right? Because you're no longer spending money that could have gone towards your needs or your wants. So it's truly like having extra money in your pocket. Now I know that was a lot of numbers and percentages, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it's actually really simple. And if you're someone who's just starting, it's a great place to start. In fact, I recommend writing down your monthly income and expenses and seeing how much of that money goes towards your needs, your wants, and your savings and debt repayment. Then compare it to the 50-30-20 rule and see where you're off balance. And then try to adjust accordingly. For example, if you find that you're spending too much on your wants and not enough on your savings and debt repayment, try cutting back on your wants and putting more money towards your savings and debt repayment. Or if you find that you're spending too much on your needs, try looking for ways to reduce those expenses and then put the difference towards your savings and debt repayment. And remember, There's no one-size-fits-all approach to budgeting. If you live in a high cost of living area, you might need to spend more on your needs than 50%. In that case, you could allocate something like 60% of your income towards your needs. And then split the remaining 40% between your wants and savings and debt repayment. The key is to find what works best for you and your lifestyle, while still keeping in mind the bigger picture and your long-term financial goals. Speaking of which, let's talk about the benefits of following the 50-30-20 rule. For starters, it's super easy to follow. All you have to do is plug in your numbers and see where you're off balance, and then adjust accordingly. Plus, it's flexible, so you can tailor it to fit your own unique situation. It also helps you prioritize your spending by forcing you to distinguish between your needs and your wants, and then allocate money accordingly. And best of all, it helps you save money automatically by setting aside 20% of your income for savings and debt repayment. That's money that you might otherwise spend on your wants, or, even worse, not save at all. Plus, when you follow the 50-30-20 rule, you're also building a habit of being mindful of your spending, which is a huge step towards achieving your long-term financial goals. When you're constantly aware of how much you're spending and where that money is going, you're more likely to make smart financial decisions and avoid impulse purchases. And let's face it, who doesn't love saving money? But the question you might be asking yourself now is, how can I stick to the 50-30-20 rule? Well, first you want to track your expenses and make sure you're categorizing them correctly. If you don't know where your money is going, you'll never be able to control it, right? So use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or whatever else you need to keep track of your expenses and make sure you're allocating them correctly. Then you want to set realistic goals for yourself. Don't try to go from 50-30-20 all in 1 month, because that's just setting yourself up for failure. Instead, start small and gradually work your way up. Maybe you start by reducing your wants by 10%, and then, after a month or TW, you reduce them by another 10% and another 10% until you reach that 30% mark. And along the way, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Every small victory counts, whether it's a few extra dollars saved or a couple of hundred. Celebrating your progress will help you stay motivated and keep moving forward. And finally, remember why you're doing this in the first place. Are you trying to save for a down payment on a house? Are you trying to pay off your student loans? Whatever your reason may be, keep it top of mind and use it as motivation to stick to your budget. And that's it. It's really that simple. The 50-30-20 rule. It's a great place to start if you're just beginning to explore the world of personal finance. By following this rule, you can easily categorize your expenses, prioritize your spending, and save money effortlessly. So go ahead, give it a try and see how it works for you. Just remember to track your expenses, set realistic goals, and celebrate your progress along the way. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below to let me know what you think. And don't forget to follow me on social media for more money motivation. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.